Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for August 13th, 2019. Market's just about to close here, less than a minute left, so SPY is going to be up about 1.5% there, and Q's a little over 2.1%. Okay, there was news that there were some tariffs from the US that were going to be delayed. Okay, and so that suggesting that there might be some progress in the trade talks or potential for progress. Okay, so that was what got the market moving up this morning. Now, for the second day in a row, we were neutral. Okay, and again, I do think that was the right place to be. We did have some news kind of push us up here. And the good thing is that with that reaction here, gives us a good sign over the last couple days of where support and resistance is. Okay, so going into tomorrow, over 189.70 on the Qs bullish, and underneath 183.50 bearish. Okay, if we negate this bar, whether through a gap or through selling, that will put us bearish. And on the SPY here, okay, we will be bullish over 294.15, and underneath 287 we will be bearish. Okay, so the last 4 trading days now give us pretty good indication of where resistance and support is. Okay, so we've been neutral the last couple days, and now we are getting the information we're looking for. So if we break over today's high on the SPY, we will be negating a sell setup. Same with the Qs here. Not a very good sell setup, but once we get over that, we should be bullish. And then if we are to negate this run up, okay, that we had today, then we will be bearish. Okay, so nice clear line in the sand here for the rest of the week here, whether if we don't get through it tomorrow. So we have clear resistance, clear support. Okay, so underneath yesterday's low, bearish. Above today's high, we will be bullish. All right, so that's what we'll be looking for in the market tomorrow. All right, so let's kind of talk about what we talked about on Friday, which is that when you are in a play and you see that the bar that gets you out, right, this was a short that bounced really hard and jumped out of it here, okay, as soon as it reversed, right, with the anticipation that we might get a breakdown failure, that it's going to get bought right back up. If this bar that gets you out doesn't get follow through, then it's likely a shakeout, that your initial move is going to continue. Okay, that's what we got on the QNST. That was correctly replayed, and then on the mat we got shaken out of it right here, and this was not replayed, so we actually got stopped out right over 12. You can see we went to 1202 and then stopped and started to go lower, and lower is where it wanted to go. So the MAT shook us out. This one we should have got back in, just kind of snuck by me there and made it lower. So you know, the reason that I go over these is, like in the case of the QNST, is not to say, oh, look how good that short played out or anything like that. It's so that when you run into these situations, you know what to do, all right? That you've seen this before, that you have the confidence, right? And to replay it and not kind of get stuck with just a shakeout and watching it go without you. Okay, so we did go after the WK today, looking for a nice breakdown here on the WK this morning. Okay, and we got the breakdown. It was breaking down. Here was the gap. Gap was looking to clear this and break kind of this this long weekly uptrend that it had been putting in here. Okay, so we had a gap down, clearing underneath, and then it was basing at the lows. Notice how the market bounced. This didn't really participate, was basing at the lows. Okay, now, broke down, we got in, and it stopped. Okay, hit the stop, right? Took out the stop. That means we are out. This is the bar that got us out. Whether you look at it on the 2 or the 5, right, you're going to see that there was immediately no follow through. So I said, all right, get back in it. Okay. And kind of as I was getting back in, because this was all happening in real time, of course, was outwardly annoyed that this didn't follow through right away and that this did kind of fail on that breakout. And then as I was getting back in, someone was like, it's kind of brave, right? And yeah, sure. I guess in a way, when you're kind of taking an initial stop, it can shake your confidence a little bit. But, right, we had just gone over this on Friday. You know, that's the reason that we go over these, is not to say, look at what I did today, so much as this is what I learned from today, and this is what we can apply moving forward, right? This is kind of how we make progress, continue to improve. So, you know, once I saw that this bar that shook us out didn't want to follow through and breaking down, I got right back in, okay? Right back in, and then here tried to add, but I couldn't get filled full because it broke down pretty quick, right? And so then that was able to recover, right, this initial play here. Okay, so this kind of thing, right, is why we go over it. Maybe someone got shaken out right here. Again, right, if you were maybe a little bit too tight with it, you got shaken out, and you see that this bar here doesn't get any follow through whatsoever. That's telling you I should probably get back in, that this is still lower, right? So this kind of does what it serves to do, which is shake out the weak hands. But this was a good gap showing a lot of relative weakness. I did expect this to make new lows, and I wanted to be in it as it made new lows. Okay, I thought this one was actually very, very close to the mat. That kind of what this did and then what the mat did were mirror images. Were very, very similar. Okay, that this, we played this as it was trying to break down, shook out, and then right back down. Okay, so hopefully you know, this kind of thing, you know, if you're playing some of these plays and you're getting shaken out, this is a way for you to kind of recover that, right, and potentially turn that back around into a profitable play. Like this mat, I think when I calculated it or looked at it, it did 3 R's. I mean, if you lose an R here and you replay it, you know, this, and then you'd have an even tighter stop when you replayed it under here. So you would have definitely made up for more than that initial play that didn't work. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. You know, it was the kind of thing that we go over this. It's why we do our post-market work, is so that, you know, if we notice that the market's a little bit sloppy now, shakeouts have more potential of happening, that we know how to get back in and not miss the good play. Okay, that's the thing that we want to make sure. And then, you know, that you know when is the right time, because there will be plays that kind of don't work and then they just keep on going. Like, for instance, we also played this WMGI this morning on a rally here. We played it over 90. We got to our target one and then came in. All right, and eventually the back half didn't work. Okay, but notice the bar that got us out here, right? There's no follow through. There's no reason for me to get back in this long, right? That's the bar that got us out and kept going. So, you know, this is the kind of thing that I don't need to replay, because this told me that this wanted to go lower. There is follow through to this bar. Okay, so that's an important distinction I think that needs to be made between a bar, a kind of stock that is changed directions versus something that's just a shakeout. All right. So that's going to do it for today's market wrap. Hope you did well today. If not, we will be back at it tomorrow. We have a nice range here that has been established, a little bit on the sloppy side here. See, testing the lows and then right back up, right? But it's the information that we need to determine our next bias on the market here. So neutral until we break out of the range. All right, so that's going to do it. Hope you have a nice evening. We'll see what the market brings us tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. Have a good evening.